Welcome back, baseball fans. Welcome to another episode of the Vintage Vegas 9 Ball, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a beautiful day here in Las Vegas, here at the end of May 2026. And without further ado, let's jump right into the Vintage Vegas 9 Ball for the day. The first card today is a Kellogg's Mini 3D Superstar, Ricky Henderson. And you see here Ricky practicing his bunting. And of course, bunting was a big part of Ricky's game. And of course, Ricky, remember, great right-handed hitter and threw left-handed, played left field, threw the ball left-handed. You don't see that combination very often. Throws left-handed, bats right-handed. But yeah, Ricky Henderson, one of the greatest to ever do it, probably the best leadoff hitter of all time. And here he is on a nice-looking 3D Superstars Kellogg's card. We'll put Ricky on the Hall of Fame stand. Beautiful-looking card. Kind of the 3D Sport Flicks feel. Next card here, another A's Future Stars. We have Derek Bryant, Brian Kingman, and Mike Morgan. And of course, Mike Morgan was the most successful out of these three. And Morgan played several seasons. One of the few players to play in 4 decades. He started his career in the late 70s. And then he was actually drafted out of Las Vegas, out of Valley High School, same high school as Greg Maddux. Big star there, and basically went straight to the big leagues out of high school. And he played in the late 70s, Mike Morgan, and then he played in the 80s and 90s and into the early 2000s. So one of the few players to play in 4 decades, Mike Morgan. And of course, he spent a couple of stints with the Cubs, and I always enjoyed watching him pitch. And yeah, played for several teams. I think he played for something like 14, 16 teams during his career. And for a while there, he was the guy who played for the most teams in baseball. And yeah, Mike Morgan, just long-time big league pitcher, a middle rotation starter, and here from Las Vegas, Valley High School, and now he lives in Utah. I think he's a hunting guide over around Zion National Park in Utah. I think around the St. George area in Utah. Here he is, Mike Morgan out of Las Vegas. We'll put him on the A's stand, especially with the A's coming to Las Vegas. Speaking of getting around, here is Tarek Skubal, a.k.a. Santa Claus with the Santa hat on. Of course, Santa gets around, much like Mike Morgan. And, yeah, I don't exactly know. I think this is a special feature. Only a few cards, I think, have the Santa hat. And not exactly sure how those Christmas cards work, but I enjoy getting those. They come in the ornament case, and you pop those open, and you get just about every star. And you're hoping to get, there's a few parallels of the ones with the different colors, the pink and the blue, and then a few that have like these features with the Santa Claus hat and other things. But this is Tarek Skubal posing as Santa. And we'll put Tarek on the Hall of Fame stand. It's actually on the disabled list now. Had a little arm trouble, but they're expecting him back. And it will be a big trading chip for the Tigers this year. And let's hope he can stay healthy and continue that Hall of Fame arc on his career. The next card here is a Bill Buckner here in spring training. You see the palm trees in the background for the Dodgers. And, of course, Bill Buckner, you see him as a first baseman. He played a lot of left field, or right field, I think, for the Dodgers as well. But here he is as a first baseman for the Dodgers. And, of course, they would trade him to the Cubs, and he spent many years with the Cubs. And I think in the early 80s, he actually won the entire season. He only had 18 strikeouts, if you can believe that. Guys today have that many in a week, seems like. But won an entire season in the early 80s for the Cubs as their first baseman with only 18 strikeouts, and just a great contact hitter. And unfortunately, will always be remembered for that big error he had in the World Series for the Red Sox. But a great player for many years for the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Red Sox, among others. And just a steady, solid first baseman, a lot like Mark Grace was for the Cubs for several years. I put him on the Cubs stand, Bill Buckner, for his years with the Cubs. Next card is another Cubs first baseman, Hee-Seop Choi. And the Cubs got Hee-Seop Choi, I believe, out of Korea. And he was going to be a big star for them. Never really panned out, but they were able to flip him to the Marlins for Derek Lee. Believe it or not, the Cubs got Derek Lee for this guy, Hee-Seop Choi. And you see him had a lot of potential and was a big star, future star when he came up. And yeah, big home run numbers in the minors, but you see he just couldn't translate those over to the big leagues. And reminds me a lot of Matt Mervis, who the Cubs traded to the Marlins as well. But here he is, Hee-Seop Choi, and the Cubs were able to flip him for Derek Lee. Here on a sad note, kind of, is Davey Lopes, and I saw who recently passed away. And Davey Lopes, big-time player, along with Bill Buckner, was a big part of that Dodger infield in the 70s. It was Ron Cey and Bill Russell and Davey Lopes and Buckner and Garvey at first base. And yeah, Davey Lopes, who recently passed away, spent some time with the Cubs in the mid-'80s. And I remember him on the Astros, and here he is with the A's, our A's as well. And just a big-time speed demon and steady glove at second base. Davey Lopes, good player. Unfortunately, he passed away here recently. And you see him here with the Nacho helmet. And just good, solid ball player for many years in the big leagues. Davey Lopes, we'll put him on the Cubs stand for his time with the Cubs. Next card is a Phil Garner. And, of course, I saw Phil Garner recently passed away as well. And here in 2026. And here's a card. You rarely see him clean-shaven. Here he is clean-shaven without that mustache, that signature mustache he wore for many years in the big leagues with the A's and the Brewers. And here he is with the Astros. And he'd go on to be a big league manager as well with the Brewers and the Astros, I believe, as well, too. And yeah, he always had that signature mustache. You don't see him clean-shaven very often, but here he is, clean-shaven and looking sharp here as a member of the Astros. Phil Garner recently passed away as well. Here's another guy, rest in peace, recently passed away unexpectedly, Garrett Anderson. Here he is standing in front of that Tempe Butte at Tempe Diablo Stadium in spring training down in Tempe, Arizona. And that's a beautiful complex. Went down there this spring, spent some time there. And just a beautiful ballpark with those beautiful buttes, mountains in the background. And yeah, Gary Anderson, he was kind of an analyst for the Angels. And big-time player, all-star several seasons. And here he is, a rookie down in spring training for the Angels. Tempe Diablo Stadium. We'll put him on the stand. And one today, we'll take another shot, heading back in time to win a trip to the 1993 All-Star Game. And we're trying to get 4 areas that match so we can win the grand prize. We'll have to get that DeLorean and take it back to the 1993 All-Star, go back to the future to the 1993 All-Star Game. But let's see how we do. Let's scratch one off and see if we have any luck here. We'll worry about the DeLorean later. First spot here is a single. Probably the grand prize are all home runs. But we have a pop out on our second prize. Home run at third base. We need to match 2 areas, and we have a chance to win a pack of triple play ball cards. Unfortunately, this time, double. So, not a winner. We don't have to worry about purchasing that DeLorean again. But it'd be great to win that trip to the 1993 All-Star Game. But no luck today on the triple play. And we appreciate you watching here at the end of May 2026. And I hope you guys are all we're heading towards Memorial Day. So all have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. And take care, and God bless.